Today, I'm going to be showing you a twist on a palette project brought to you by Home Depot. For this palette project, you're going to need a decent amount of tools. You're going to want to get a Kreg jig pocket hole system and some pocket hole screws, a Ryobi drill, a Ryobi jigsaw, Ryobi random orbit sander, a reciprocating saw to break down your palette. If you have another way, that's fine. Pencil or marker, clamps, scissors, a tape measure, a palette, some sandpaper, and wood glue. And an optional add-on is going to be an LED rope light. I break down my palette by clamping it down to my workshop table, and then I use my reciprocating saw to detach the nails that all the pieces are hammered in with. Once the pieces are detached, I lay them out on my table how I like them, and then I measure it out so I know how big I can make my word. You can definitely freehand any type of word, any kind of font, but I don't have the best handwriting. So I created a little design in Photoshop and printed it out to the dimensions of the palettes. I cut the word out and taped it together so I had a good outline. I flipped my palette pieces over because we're going to be working on the back moving forward, and then I clamped the pieces down so they didn't move. I flipped the joy over and centered it on my palettes, and then I went around it with my pencil a little bit larger than the actual outline because I want this to be a thicker font. I don't need it to be that thin. I pulled that away and I actually went back in with the Sharpie, not only so you guys could see it, but that way I didn't have trouble seeing it when I was going to use my jigsaw. I then made guideline markings where I wanted to put my pocket holes. I went back over that with Sharpie as well. I measured the thickness of my wood and then I adjusted my drill bit per that measurement. I clamped my wood down, then adjusted the thickness on my Kreg, and then also clamped that to the wood where I needed to drill the holes. Then you just go ahead and drill your 2 holes. Repeat that on all the markings that you made. I lined up my pieces on my workshop floor, and then I just put a little bit of glue where the wood met just to add a little bit of extra security. I changed out my drill bit, and then I grabbed the appropriate length screw that it actually tells me in my starter kit that I have, and then I just drilled those directly in where those pocket holes were made. Once that was all screwed together, I actually moved it back up onto my workshop table so I could clamp it down because now I'm just going to cut it out with my jigsaw. For the insets, I actually just drilled a hole through, not directly on the line, but enough so where I can slide my jigsaw into it and make those difficult cuts. Feel free to stain this if you want to, but I just sanded it down and I absolutely loved the texture and the color of the wood, so I kept it like that. I smoothed out the edges with my orbital sander, and this looks great on its own, but I'm actually going to add rope lighting to the back of it to light it up. There weren't enough clips provided in the actual kit itself, so I had to buy some extra, and then I just lined them up and screwed them in appropriately to how the rope can maneuver on the back end. I laid the rope in and turned it on, and it was already so gorgeous, and this was just the back of it. So when I flipped it over, I just fell in love with it. It was just the perfect glow. Now again, you do not have to add this rope light. I just loved this addition to my black and white mantle in our bedroom for the holiday season. And when I have to take this sign down for the holiday season, I can actually remove that rope lighting and then use it for a DIY neon sign in my office. Thank you so much to Home Depot once again for sponsoring today's video. Be sure to check out the step-by-step tutorial that I posted on their blog, and also you can find a ton more DIY inspiration. As if my mantle didn't have enough lights already, I just wanted something extra cozy, and this was the perfect addition. And it's totally inspired me to make more of these palette words and hand them out as gifts or just cover my house in them. That's it for me today, guys. I will catch you on the next DIY. Happy holidays.